Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about the ethics, uses and abuses of machine learning. What is exactly machine learning? Machine learning is the study of computer algorithms that improve automatically through experience and by the use of data. It is seen as a part of artificial intelligence. Machine learning algorithms build a model based on sample data known as training data in order to make predictions or decisions without being explicitly programmed to do so. Machine learning is an application of artificial intelligence that provides systems the ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. Machine learning focuses on the development of computer programs that can access data and we use it to learn for themselves. This is a picture which depicts exactly what is machine learning. Learn from experience, learn from data and follow instructions. Machine learning ethics. Machine learning ethics and bias. The first step toward thinking seriously about ethics in machine learning is to think about bias. Once you are aware of how bias can creep into machine learning systems and how that can have ethical implications, it becomes much easier to identify issues and make changes, or even better, stop them before they arise. Bias is not strictly an ethical issue. It could be a performance issue that's affecting the effectiveness of your system. But in the conversation around AI and machine learning ethics, it's the most practical way of starting to think seriously about the issue. The next one is types of machine learning and algorithmic bias. Although there are a range of different types of bias, the best place to begin is with two-loop level concept. You may have read list of numerous different biases, but for the purpose of talking about ethics, there are two important things to think about. The one is pre-existing and dataset biases, the another is technical and contextual bias. Pre-existing and dataset biases. Pre-existing biases are embedded in the data on which we choose to train algorithms. While it's true that just about every dataset will be biased in some way, after all, there will always be something missing. The point here is that we need to be aware of the extent of the bias and the potential algorithmic consequences. You might have heard terms like sampling bias, exclusion bias, and prejudice bias. These are not radically different. They are all result from pre-existing biases about how a dataset looks or what it represents. The next one is technical and contextual biases. Technical machine learning bias is about how an algorithm is programmed. It refers to the problems that arise when an algorithm is built to operate in a specific way. Essentially, it occurs when the programming element of an algorithm fails to properly account for the context in which it is being used. A good example is the plagiarism checker to Turnitin. This used an algorithm that was trained to identify strings of text, which means it would target non-native English speakers over English-speaking ones who were able to make changes to avoid detection. Although there are, as I have said, many different biases in the field of machine learning, by thinking about the data on which your algorithm is trained and the context in which the system is working, you will be in a much better place to think about the ethical implication of your work. Equally, you will also be building better systems that don't cause unforeseen issues. Let's go through some of the uses of machine learning. Predict the outcomes of elections, identify and filter spam messages from email, foresee criminal activity, automate traffic signals according to road conditions, produce financial estimates of storms and natural disasters, examine customer churn, create autopiloting planes and auto-driving cars, identify individuals with the capacity to donate, target advertising to specific type of consumers, are all the use of the machine learning. In addition to that, there are many of them, like image recognition, voice recognition, predictions, video surveillance, customer support, search engine, application or companies, etc. etc. While going through the image recognition is one of the most common use of machine learning applications. It can also be referred to as a digital image, and for these images, the measurement describes the output of every pixel in an image. The face recognition is also one of the greatest features that have been developed by machine learning only. It helps to recognize the face and sends the notification related to that people. While come to the voice recognition, machine learning also help in developing the application for voice recognition. It also referred to as a virtual personal assistant. It will help you to find the information when asked over the voice. After you question, the assistant will look out for the data or the information that has been asked by you and collect the required information to provide you with the best answer. There are many devices available in today's world of machine learning for voice recognition, that is Amazon Echo and Google's Home is the smart speakers. There is one mobile app called Google Allo and smartphones are Samsung S8 and Bixby. While coming to the predictions, it helps in building the applications that predict the price of cab or travel for a particular duration and congestion of traffic where can be found. While booking the cab, and the app estimate the approximate price of the trip, that is done by the uses of machine learning only. When do we use GPS services to check the route from sources to destination? The app will show us the various way to go and check the traffic on the moment for the lesser number of vehicles, and where the congestion of traffic is more, that is done or retrieved by the use of machine learning application. While coming to the next, the customer support. Most of the reputed companies or many websites provide the option to chat with a customer support representative. So after asking any query by the customer, it is not compulsory that the answer is given by the human only. Sometimes the answer are given by the chatbot, which extract the information from the website and provide the answer to the customers. Now they are better and understand the queries quickly and faster, and also provide good result by giving appropriate result, and is done by the use of machine learning only. While going to the next use, it's about the search engine. There are search engines available while searching to provide the best result to customers. There are many machine learning algorithms created for searching the particular user query, like for Google. Whatever the page is being opened by the users for a particular topic frequently, that will remain at the top of the page for a long time. It's all about the use of machine learning. While coming to the abuses of machine learning at this time emulates a relatively limited subset of the capabilities of the human brain. It offers little flexibility to extrapolate outside of strict parameters and no common sense. Without a lifetime of past experience to build upon, computers are also limited in their ability to make simple inference about logical next steps. It's completely misunderstand context. One of the key problems with artificial intelligence is that it is often invisibly covered with human biases. The another area where AI can be misused is in building registries. And the last one is, with AI type of discrimination can be masked in a black box of algorithms. Apart from that, machine learning or deep learning being misused to generate fake news and videos, which are very hard to spot, also commonly known as deepfake. Deepfake is an intelligence-based synthetic image or audio generated technique using deep learning. It is used to combine and superimpose existing images and videos onto source images or videos. Deepfakes may be used to create fake celebrity pornographic videos or revenge porn, fake news by some authority. Deepfake are synthetic media in which a person in an existing image or video is replaced with someone else's likeness. It is an advanced form of machine learning. While the act of faking content is not new, deepfakes leverage powerful techniques from machine learning and artificial intelligence to manipulate or generate visual and audio content with a high potential to deceive. The main machine learning methods used to create deepfakes are based on deep learning and involve training generative neural network architecture such as autoencoders or generative adversarial networks. Deepfakes have garnered widespread attention for their use in celebrity pornographic videos, revenge porn, fake news, hacks, and financial fraud. These are the abuse of machine learning. While coming to the types of machine learning, the first one is supervised learning, second one is unsupervised learning, third one is semi-supervised learning, and fourth is reinforcement learning. Supervised learning. Supervised learning is one of the most basic types of machine learning. In the supervised learning, the machine learning algorithm is trained on labeled data. Even though the data needs to be labeled accurately for this method to work, supervised learning is extremely powerful when used in the right circumstances. In supervised learning, the machine language algorithm is given a small training dataset to work with. This training dataset is a smaller part of the bigger dataset and serves to give the algorithm a basic idea of the problem, solution, and the data points to be dealt with. The training dataset is also very similar to the final dataset in its characteristics and provides the algorithm with the labeled parameters required for the problem. The algorithm then finds the relationship between the parameters given, essentially establishing a cause and effect relationship between the variables in the dataset. This means that supervised machine learning algorithm will continue to improve even after being deployed, discovering new patterns and relationships as it trains itself on new data. Unsupervised learning. Unsupervised machine learning holds the advantage of being able to work with unlabeled data. This means that human labor is not required to make the dataset machine readable, allowing much larger dataset to be worked on by the program. In supervised learning, the labels allow the algorithm to find the exact nature of the relationship between any two data points. However, unsupervised learning does not have labels to work off, resulting in the creation of hidden structures. Relationship between data points are perceived by the algorithm in an abstract manner with no input required from human beings. The creation of these hidden structures is what makes unsupervised learning algorithm versatile. Instead of a defined and set problem statement, unsupervised learning algorithms can adapt to the data by dynamically changing hidden structures. This offers more post-deployment development than supervised learning algorithms. While coming to the semi-supervised learning, is an approach to machine learning that combines a small amount of labeled data with a large amount of unlabeled data during training. Semi-supervised learning falls between unsupervised learning and supervised learning. It is a special instance of weak supervision. Unlabeled data, when used in conjunction with a small amount of labeled data, can produce considerable improvement in learning accuracy. The acquisition of labeled data for a learning problem often requires a skilled human agent or a physical experiment, structure of a protein, or determining whether there is a oil at a particular location. It's an example. The cost associated with the labeling process thus may render large. Fully labeled training sets infeasible, whereas acquisition of unlabeled data is relatively inexpensive. In such situations, semi-supervised learning can be of great practical value. Semi-supervised learning is also of theoretical interest in machine learning and as a model for human learning. The next one is reinforcement learning. It directly takes inspiration from how human beings learn from data in their lives. It features an algorithm that improves upon itself and learns from new situations using a trial and error method. Favorable outputs are encouraged or reinforced, and non-favorable outputs are discouraged or punished. Based on the psychological concept of conditioning, reinforcement learning works by putting the algorithm in a work environment with an interpreter and a reward system. In every iteration of the algorithm, the output result is given to the interpreter, which decides whether the outcome is favorable or not. In case of the programming, find the correct solution. The interpreter reinforces the solution by providing a reward to the algorithm. In typical reinforcement learning use cases such as finding the shortest route between 2 points on a map, the solution is not an absolute value. Instead, it takes on a score of effectiveness expressed in a percentage value. The higher this percentage value is, the more reward is given to the algorithm. Thus, the program is trained to give the best possible solution for the best possible reward. Thank you.